the Uncle Sam picture made you laugh. Was that a good thing for Ben to have in that presentation? Is that shock treatment? Or?
Well, I think it's shock treatment to anyone in business. And in America, we have a very confiscatory, unfair tax situation that we must live with. You're not aware of that even when you're busy. You pay your taxes, but the coup de grace comes later. You can't afford to die. And that's where Ben came in.
And Pete, you know, you never have time. See, you never plan on dying. There are too many things you have to do tomorrow. One of them isn't planning on dying.
That's right.
And so you never think about this. And when I could get to you and show you, see, you don't have a lease on life. And it could happen to me or to you. And when it happens, and it's only a question of when, and when it happens, the cost of doing what has to be done will come from where?
It's a good question. It always has been a good question. Where does it come from?
Where does it come from?
That's right. But we do find it. In our case, as you well know, we've made this a part of our complete corporate operation. Our insurance program is very important because we're in that batch of, and there's a lot of us in this country that, in spite of our efforts, we were lucky, we grew, and we're too big to be small, we're too small to be big, and we end up with an estate problem. Now, you and I have talked many times, and we have with auditors and consultants. Sure, we could go public, would help solve the problem, but we're not large enough to go public. Everyone in our industry, which is a very small industry, the whole industry is $500, $600 million, and that's peanuts. Those companies in our industry who took the public route didn't cut the mustard. They're not here anymore. In fact, we're the last independent left in our industry.
You've got 5 children.
In fact, as Ben well knows, we've been, another possibility too is to sell it, which basically we don't want to, and until such a time Ben has taken care of the immediate problem. However, it's something that we look at, and I've been negotiating with a company where the 9th generation is now running that company from Germany. In their case, where they get penalized would if they try to get rid of their company. Here, you get penalized if you try to keep it. We don't like it.
All right, Pete, in your program, you see, what you do is you put in escrow enough money to pay what has to be paid.
Right.
And you do it now. It's 2%, 3%, 4% per year. It's reasonable, logical, doable. And you do it now. And something will happen somewhere down the road. And there's enough money sitting out here to pay what has to be paid.
Didn't this become a reality yesterday? You explained this morning, you had that feeling that the things that Ben just talked about gave you a feeling of confidence in your negotiations?
That's right.
Would you explain that?
Well, we know that we have this protection, which covers the ballpark now if we don't grow much more. However, in negotiation, it's a nice thing to have that package back there that you know when they come out with a special deal and telling you how things are getting bad, the mark and the dollar have changed, we could tell them to go to heck because we know at least what we had thanks to Ben. And we didn't have to compromise beyond that deal.
Go ahead.
What we do, we actually put money in escrow today for tomorrow. And Pete and his brother Fred were willing to go along with my suggestions, and we put enough money in escrow to do what has to be done. So Pete didn't have to take the sort of a price I don't know whether they were really willing even to give you that. They sort of postponed it. But nevertheless, you have a degree of independence because you created your own market for your part of the company.
We think that.